host, Sabrina Salas Matanani. Good morning.
And Andy Wheeler. We have Guam Department of Labor Director David Dell'Isola. He is in the Zoom room. Thank you, David, for agreeing to come on the show. I know I reached out to you late yesterday, but I had been receiving emails and questions about PUA, and so officially yesterday, right, was the deadline to file, not the one day
The
behind.
system turned off.
Go ahead.
I'm sorry. I didn't mean to step on you, but good morning, Sabrina. Good morning, Andy. Nice to see you guys. I hope you had a nice Christmas and everything. It was nice to take a 3-day break. Back to the grind. But yes, I knew this was going to happen. The 27th, the system shut down, not only Guam, but nationally.
Okay.
Everywhere in the nation, the PUA expired and they stopped taking claims. And I'm sure you know that the president hasn't signed or is not giving any indication of signing the new relief package. So the PUA program has officially stopped taking new claims. And as much as I try to warn the public and the medias and everybody, there's still people who are complaining that the system shut down yesterday and they didn't get a chance to put in their claim. And I know it's unfortunate. It's beyond our control. It is a system-wide, nationwide run program, and we're stewards of the program. And I warned everybody to get their claims in and hurry up and not wait for the last day and not do, but human nature prevails, and there are people out there that, of course, didn't get their claims in for various reasons, some legitimate, some procrastination. And it's, like I said, nationwide, the system all shut down on the 27th. And we are allowed to go in and fix those claimants who had problem claims or had issues that were not able to be paid out because of that, but they initiated their claims before the shutdown, and those we can still go back and fix. On the good news side, I'd like to report out tomorrow we're going to batch another PUA, and we're going to try to do LWA together, up to and including those who filed December 19th. That's the most current week. The 26th just closed, so that was too early for us to audit. So we'll probably do that next week. So the 19th has been audited and it's ready to be paid out tomorrow. So we'll know what that final number is. But I do want to tell everybody that just for this month of December, we've been cranking it out, and we've given over $58 million just in the month of December. And we batched 5 batches for this month. So to get everybody as much money for the holidays. And we'll continue to do that as we wait to see what's going to happen with the new package, if it's going to be vetoed or overridden or whatever. But yes, I guess it doesn't, I don't want to waste time talking about the new plan when we don't know what's going to happen with it yet. But if you have any questions, I'll be glad to take any.
Yeah, I wanted to ask just real quickly about the new plan. Would it be seamless? Or would people have to reapply? Would it be seamless, or would people have to reapply for?
So, of course, everything I'm saying is really armchairing, off the cuff, because we don't have it written in black and white, signed, and guidance is given out. But from what we were able to look at and read, Flex is going to be as seamless as we could ask for. It looks like our existing PUA and FPUC accounts will be able to roll over. And all we need to do is reprogram the system to accept the $300 and $345, and then with the new parameters as far as the dates, that'll all need to be put in and programmed. There's some nuances. If you file after the 26th, a new claim, then you can only go back till December 1st. And the FPUC is good up till March 14th, and it extends the amount of weeks from 39 to 50. And then once you reach your 50 weeks, of course, your benefits stop, and then the PUA runs out on April 5th. So that's the gist of the new program in a nutshell, and from what I could get out of it. Of course, none of this has been totally confirmed and given to us in guidances and policies, and that's really what, before I really can honestly say it's going to be seamless when we get that, and that won't happen now. So there's going to be a stoppage of several weeks to a month, because anytime, as soon as this thing is signed, USDOL has to take the bill and put together an implementation, policies, procedures written in ooples, and then we have a guide or guidances of how to move forward, and the lawyers and everything has to write it up. It's not just simply taking what was written by Congress and just turning it on. Of course, and then we're going to have to apply for more funding as far as administrative costs. We'll have to look at what kind of additional supplements to the implementation plan that we first wrote up, which took weeks to be added in based on the guidances and all that fun stuff, that household shit. But yeah, it's not going to be, you count on the system being closed for a while, and even if it is passed, it's going to take several weeks, and that is short in really federal time periods. These things usually take months, and so everybody is burning the midnight oil trying to get as much written up.
Prior to the deadline, did you see a rush of people trying to apply?
I saw a rush of people talking about going in and applying. But, them actually doing it, it's kind of tough because this all happened during the Christmas.
Yeah. And
it's unfortunate in a way that, everything was shut down and up to the last day, so that last rush all happened during the Christmas break. And if you needed help, if you needed something, there was nothing there. Although I did have staff go in yesterday, dedicated staff. They're trying to look and work with people, and they were looking at the last day also, and trying to work out what we can do and how we're going to do this. So, there's still a lot of work ahead of us. Even though the system is stopped, we still have to fix claims. We still have appeals. We still have overpayments. We still have a lot of things that are that need to get cleaned up and be worked on. So our work is still not done, and we could use this period, if there is a period between the two programs, to get everybody squared away before round two, if it does come to pass.
And I think one message that you have been consistent about is that as we wait and see what happens, and if there is in fact a round two, is that people that are receiving PUA should actually save their money.
You're segueing perfectly to my last point that I want to make. You must do this for a living. Exactly what I'm saying. So if you were to get all 39 weeks of the PUA program, that included the FPUC and the LWA, you received $24,855. That's almost $25,000. Of that, I hope you took care of your. I do want to say that most people did elect to get taxes taken out. But there are some who did not. Now we're ending the tax year. You're going to have a tax liability for that $25,000. And the IRS or Revenue Tax doesn't wait or put you in payment plans. You know, when you got to file your taxes, you got to file your taxes. And so you have about, you know, I estimated or armchaired it, you know, if you're a single person getting the 25,000, you're going to have, and I'm not a tax person, about a $1,300 tax liability. So you better have some of that money saved, not only for a rainy day, but for the tax man, because, you know, death and taxes, you can't avoid those two things. And I'm just letting you know, it's so easy to spend everything, and then when it's time to have anything, and then when the taxes are due, again, and then coming up with the $1,300 isn't going to be so easy. So, you know, we still got a couple more payments. I'm going to batch tomorrow. I'm going to batch next week, probably, if everything goes well. That will be the last official batching. And then after that, I'll be batching those who until the next round comes along. And if the next round comes along, please, again, as I said, way back in June, save some of that money, you know, put it aside, because some of that will be due.
Yeah. When we spoke with you a couple weeks ago regarding people that had filed but hadn't received any sort of payments, do you have an idea how many people are kind of in that category? And we do have somebody here, you know, commenting, my daughter doesn't have hers yet.
There's not that many people.
Okay.
And that's why I had to do a call out, because we already scoured the list. We've already reached out and looked for these people. We know there's some, but they're mixed in with the hundreds of the ones that have little issues, or they're waiting for their next week's payment, or how come I just filed, but I haven't got my money yet because we didn't get to you yet, you know, and the dates. And, oh, I'm only 3 weeks behind. How come I haven't gotten it? You know, those kind of people. And you know, to be honest with you, some of the ones that have been written up in the newspapers that say that they haven't gotten it yet and they've been crying, they're lying. They've been DQ'd, and they're trying to bully us into trying to make sure that they get payment, or they're calling out, trying to, you know, this is not my program. This is not a Guam program. We are stewards. We have to follow the rules and procedures. And if you, for example, get fired on the job, then you don't qualify for the program. You had to have been laid off, furloughed, or reduced in hours because of COVID. And a lot of the people, or if you were called back to work and you wanted not to go back to work because you like getting PUA, then you automatically get disqualified if your employer tells us. These are just a few examples. So, you know, we are still reaching out. We are still trying to get a hold of these people. And of course, when I gave that email, it was slammed with a lot of fraud, and a lot of the people who are just wanting to talk about LWA and do I qualify, when do I get my monies, and this and that, when there's nothing to do with LWA. Either you automatically qualify it or not. It's a system qualified event. You had to make $100 in PUA for each of those 6 weeks. There's nothing to apply for. But those are the hundreds of emails that we get, and we still got to try to find those onesie twosies. But the short answer is yes, we're still working on trying to identify those people and getting them paid. Those are always our priority. If you run across anybody, you can email me their names and numbers, and I will be glad to get them handled.
All right. I did want to just acknowledge, because you did put it in the release, that GDOL paid out more than $500 million in financial assistance in just 6 months.
Wow.
That's a
No
lot.
wonder I'm tired.
How many people? I mean, how many people does that break down to?
It breaks out to about 28 to 30,000 people. And, I would be remiss not to say that, this has been a long 6 months to get everybody paid. But, the governor's office has given me all the resources and everything that I asked for. It's like giving me unlimited access to a toy store and to get this money out and to keep the money flowing. And I want to thank the lieutenant governor and the governor for giving me that kind of help throughout the period. And of course, DOA. $500 million is a lot of money to get out. And DOA is the department that got all that money out. We just handed them that money and up to 30,000 different claimants and said, here, okay, pay them. And they had to do this. I mean, this month we batched 5 times, and they still had to do Gov Guam, and they still had to do all the regular duties, and I threw this on them. So they deserve. They're the untold heroes too of this program, and getting the checks out. We're in a new check system where we print it. Then after it prints, it folds and seals, and it's already postmarked and everything, and that just more than triples, or cut in third the time it takes to do the old print, stamp, put it in the full envelope, and frank it to postage, and then get it in the mail. So we've come a long way, and I'd like to, just like I said, thank the governor, lieutenant governor, and DOA and all their staff for taking $500 million and getting it out and keeping we've had some challenges, but in the most part, 6 months and 500 million is a feat that has not ever been seen on this island. And I hope it's not going to be seen again, so that we can get out of this and, see happy times again. But there was a lot of help and a lot of behind the scenes that Adelup has done for us, and they don't take the credit, and they don't often get are given the credit, but there's a lot of help, and of course my staff. They came in last Sunday just because they were trying to get some of these people ready for this batch. They cleared as many claims as they could. They went in just so that tomorrow's batch, there could be some of these people who haven't gotten paid yet taken care of. And that's the dedication that they've had. They've been working 6 days a week since July, and before that, 7 days a week. And it gets tiring. Yeah. But I want to thank them. And I appreciate you giving me the time to allow that.
Well, thank you. And again, thank your staff. I did want to ask, because I remember at the beginning of this whole process, when you were standing up the pool program, you submitted the implementation budget, right, based on the 35 or so thousand people that you were anticipating to be unemployed. We don't know what's going to happen next year. And although we do have the vaccine, we don't know what the plan is for reopening tourism right now, or when tourism is going to reopen. The economy, we've been hearing it, it's kind of in shambles, and businesses are closing. So if we do have a round two, are you still kind of looking at that 35,000 number?
No, I think we've peaked out. I honestly think that we've peaked out, and we are slowly recovering and slowly coming out. And with the vaccine, even though this second round comes out, we are going to, and that's another perfect segue to my next subject that you brought up. We're going to segue in rebuilding the workforce. And I'm waiting and keeping our fingers crossed that we can get like upwards or close to $12 million that I'm asking for the dislocated worker program. And that money will be used for those people who are displaced or furloughed or laid off because of COVID, to start looking at different training opportunities, upskilling opportunities, to put them into new demand occupations. And with our training, We have Mariana's Training. We have GCC. We have Oasis. We have a number of these UOG. We can put people into these boot camps and get them like heavy equipment operations, truck driving, of course, construction. There's shipyard. There's nursing. There's certified nursing assistants. There's code and medical billing. There's lots of different occupations that are in demand, and that we will train you, we will pay for you to get skilled and put you into a new occupation. That's what we're looking at down the road. Is of course it's too early to do it now because you can't have classrooms and all that stuff.
Yeah.
But we're hoping that we get this money. A lot of states were only getting like 4 or 5 million, but we were one of the highest to use the recovery money. We've employed over 200 people, close to, that are out in the contact tracing, to giving out the foods, to helping us with the PUA program, that are cleaning the homeless shelters, GMH. These are all helping with the COVID-related recovery. We lead the nation in the hiring and the spending of that money, and that is giving us extra consideration for that retraining dollars. And they're trying to get us as much as, because it is competitive, to get us as much as possible. So I'm hoping that we get anywhere from 9 to 12 million, and then that will be used to help get people trained and upskilled or into these new occupations so that they don't have to wait until the tourism comes back.
Can people still apply?
Apply for?
The dislocated worker grant.
Yeah, they can still apply, but we haven't gotten that monies yet.
Oh,
so I still, either can make an appointment, call up, come in, and start looking. The early worm gets, the early bird gets the worm. So I encourage those who are aggressive. There are jobs out there.
Yeah.
Not a lot, but there are success stories. And those people, I have a dozen of my DW recovery people that have gotten jobs. They've gotten hired by GMH. They've gotten hired because, they embrace the cleaning. I mean, it's a tough job cleaning the COVID rooms, but, they've gotten training. They learned how to use the proper protection equipment, and they're doing it, and they got the good attitude. So they gotten, they were offered jobs. There's not a lot of people want to do it, but if you're going to do it with the right attitude, you're going to get hired. And this is exactly what I'm saying is it's a 6-month job, but you go in with a good attitude, anything can happen. You got to go out there. You got to, you got to take care of yourself, and you got to fight for what you want. And because there's going to be thousands of people doing it, as soon as the pool runs out and there's no other choice, that's when everybody's going to hit the line. So hit it now before they start lining up by the thousands, and get first in line. And that's what I try to tell these people. Keep the jobs that you have. Don't just sit and say, okay, I'm going to take the pool until it ends and then I'll look for another job. Those people that have stuck it out are going to be sitting pretty and still have a job, while there's thousands who don't. So that's my lecture for today.
Well, thank you.
Like bad, but that's the reality, and I at least have to at least say it once.
Right. Well, thank you, David, for coming on, and Happy New Year to you.
Happy New Year to you both, and we hope and pray that we have a beautiful new year as we come out of this.
Definitely. Take care.
Take care.
Take care. All right, David Dell'Isola with the latest out of the Guam Department of Labor. And if you tried to apply for PUA, you can't, because yesterday